Welcome to the highlight show for second stage Group 2. We're going to find out our second semi-finalist off this group. Greg Batten, Declan, Brennan, Brennan and Jones and defending champion Stevie Dempsey are competing in this group. Let's get straight into our first match then. Greg Batten taking on Declan Brennan, and we're going to join it right at the start of the match.
Greg Batten and Declan Brennan, two super players, two super guys as well. And it's going to be Declan who gets first visit, with Greg scratching off the break. Just a quick recap for those of you who may be new around here. You're watching the Ultimate Pool Champions League, English 8 Balls premier promotion. Best players in the world all play here. And in this particular competition, they are put through the gauntlet. Quick matches, rapid fire, and it can catch just about everyone out. It's a bit more like survival at times. It certainly was last week, although for the majority of this competition, the standard has been out of this world good. We've got 20 minutes on the match clock. Every one of our 4 players tonight will play each other in a round robin, and it's top of the group at the end of the night, who will see themselves through to that final 4. It's 2 points for a win, 1 point for a draw. And the draw is in play with a 20-minute match clock. If the score's level at 20 minutes, we will take that score. And it's a race to 4 in each match, or 0 on the clock, whichever one comes first. Aim of this game is very, very simple. You pick your colour set, as Declan has here. You pot your reds, you pot the 8 ball, you win the frame. And this is a lovely route that Decky's picked out.
He's going to have to hit this one well. Just sorry for jumping in there, but if he leaves this low, he could end up having a problem getting on the 8 ball, with the 8 ball not going bottom left. So this has to be played well.
And it is.
Yeah, it's perfect. I know it looks nothing, but if he comes up short, he's in trouble.
And that was why that shot was important. Dead simple, dead straight 8 ball for the first frame of the night for Declan the Destroyer.
Declan won the next to go 2-0 in front before Greg responded with a break clearance to make it 2-1. Declan now breaking.
I think the belief just needs to come back. He just needs some performances and a run or two. Just in it, all of a sudden, he could become a dangerous player again.
Yeah, belief is always so key in any sport, and 8 ball no different.
Okay, what are we waiting for here? Greg's gone back to his chair. I think there's an issue with the timer, so we're just going to have to wait. Greg doing the right thing, so he's not using any extra time to map out his table or anything like that. Doing the right thing, walk away and let the tech gremlins sort themselves out, and then he'll be back up to the table. But yeah, no, fascinating to see how Greg's gone with Ultimate Pool so far. Two things really. One, it highlights obviously it's not easy to perform on the highest stage, but also that highest stage is now elevated to a completely different level now. We've got nearly all the best players in the world, barring 1 or 2, but the stage for this game now is so huge that winning on it is just elevated to a whole other level.
Yeah, and it's getting to the point where I feel like in the first couple of seasons, couple of years that we've had Ultimate Pool going, you know, there's been that sort of, people have still almost treated it and winning as if it was before Ultimate Pool, and the game's sort of changed now. Like, there's too many good players, they just can't all win. It's so difficult to win, and it's always been the case in Q Sports that, you know, you have to get used to losing more than you do winning. It might not be the case with matches, but it is the case with tournaments. Just always has been the way and always will be. But probably even more so in the pool world with Ultimate Pool's emergence than it ever has been before.
I just think in any match play sport, it's hard. You have to be able to deal with the wrong side of it. You have to be able to deal with coming on the wrong end of results and going again. And in pool, you can lose without doing a huge amount wrong at times, and it can feel a very tough place.
Yeah, I mean, in this format especially, you can lose without even playing a shot.
Yeah, we've seen that 2 or 3 times this year.
So we look like we are ready to rumble again. Greg's at the table looking at yellows, and they look a little bit convoluted, but he's got a lovely angle to go into his bad area here. He could elect not to move anything, but I think he will.
not guaranteed to go well here. It looks like it's going to be tough for him to get the yellow he wants, which is the one in the middle of the 3. Yeah, he got the 8 ball. That threw really wide on him. Trying to play that with pace. I just couldn't see him hitting the ball he wanted, and not surprised to see the outcome the way it has.
Yeah, he's kind of okay though. I think he's got a shot at least. He can get through to this yellow at the bottom right, but it's not all over just yet.
It's awkward though.
Oh, it is.
It's very awkward.
Wants to hit the gap, and he has done. That's nice. Presume one yellow passes the other.
Well, it helps if they both go independently. If he can take the right-hand one of the 2 here, it'd be ideal. Yeah, he can.
Yeah, I don't think he's bad here at all. It actually came out a little bit nicer than it first looked, because now he can just track underneath the other yellow. Don't get me wrong, it won't be an easy pot into the middle pocket, but it'll be there for him.
He might play on the double. Make a case the double is easier than the one in the centre. The one in the centre, if you get right behind it, but that's not easy to do. You go a roll pass right behind it, and all of a sudden that's not nice. Like now, I think it has to be the double.
Yeah, it may well have been the original choice to play for it in the right middle. It will now be the left. Big shot. And it just slid away from him.
Just needed a bit more pace to hold its line there. Just allowed it to... You see how he had to almost... It wasn't a straight double. The cut path of the cue ball and the yellow were almost colliding. That was a lot more awkward than it looked.
Declan won't mind these. Anytime you can come to the table in this situation. Oh, wow. Okay. What a rub you've had there, Decky boy.
Greg was walking. He was halfway up.
That cue ball was walking. I can't believe this has stayed on. I mean, he can't believe how much he's gone into that. But yeah, that cue ball really thought about dropping. And he's... the best news for Decky is despite the fact that he's knuckled on the ball that he was playing for, he still had a roll-in shot to the other middle. How'd you like that?
It is a touch of fortune for him, but he still needs one good shot to get out here. The yellow plays huge. If he tries to play on that red down the cushion, that yellow just plays so huge, and he's half eyeing up a double. He's just had a little look at it. Don't think he will play the double, but he's looking.
Can he find a way to play it the shot to nothing? I don't think so. I think this is full-blooded. It was.
I think if that yellow's not there, he plays on it. The double going in now. Should be able to make it 3-1.
Nice easy finish for Declan Brennan to put himself 1 from home. (3-1) he goes.
A dry break allowed Declan Brennan in for a reverse clearance in the next to complete a 4-1 victory. Moving straight on to our second match of the night, the defending champion Stevie Dempsey taking on Connor Jones. And it was the defending champion that won the opening couple of frames with good clearances, but a mistake in frame 3 allowed Connor in to get his first frame on the board, and we join him breaking in frame 4.
But both won Pro Series titles. Shane, a bunch of them.
Connor's not had that cue ball on the break yet, has he? And that one again, tracking towards that top corner pocket, stays on the table. So too, with every red and yellow.
And this is a good layout.
Just the sort of chance you want when you've just made a bit of a mistake and almost get to put it right.
Yeah, the only real thing that can go wrong here is he's almost going to mop these up going top down, almost in a line. It's just working his way from the top of the table down. It's just that one from the middle of the table, if you like, to the two at the bottom. But assuming the top one of the two at the bottom goes to the bottom left, then he's got all the room in the world. There's no real issues there. I think there's more room for the 8 ball than it looks on our screen as well.
Yeah, it can always be a bit of a misnomer, this main camera. It's caught us out more times than we'd care to mention.
Yeah, just checking where he wants to leave, what sort of angle. It's so easy just to play that one quickly because he landed straight, knowing he's just going to pull it back to be on those reds there. But he just wanted to work out where he wanted to be, whether he wanted to have an angle to be able to screw on and off the side cushion, whether he could hold it, or whether he wants to run it round 2 with top spin. So just that extra second. And in the end, he's played a bad one.
Yeah, he's almost quit on that, hasn't he?
Yeah, he had to hit that a lot more. Yeah, he's still on the red, but how do you get on the 8 ball here?
Yeah, that white was meant to, well, be about half a foot further north up the table. But he just didn't quite get the action he wanted on the cue ball. Just gave up on that shot halfway through. And now he's got to play a very, very good recovery.
I'm a little bit surprised he didn't try and play for the coming off the bottom cushion and back up rather than that screw shot. Your margin of error you're going to cross the line was tricky. But I guess the yellow, as we see him fouled as well, I guess the yellow nearest the bottom right-hand corner was playing big.
Well, well, well.
Well, having the big build-up of how good a match player Stevie Dempsey is, it's 2 poor mistakes.
It is.
To go, you know, in his own mind, he could well have been out here. You know, he's had 4 chances in this match. And certainly, I'd say the previous one wasn't an absolute sitter, but it was one that you expect him to get. This one, you really do expect him to have got this one. And, you know, there are 4 chances that is all you're asking for in a match like this.
Yeah, that was exactly the point I was making before when we were talking about his Pro Series finals with Tom Cousins. All he wants is enough chances to win the match. He's had it already. He may well still win this match. But Connor Jones is, well, just free-rolling his way through this competition. He's been let in twice, and he should be able to punish twice. He's got 1 shot to play, because the yellow lowest down the table is a slight hindrance.
He hasn't tried to do anything about it, so in my mind I'm thinking it must go to the bottom left past the red, but he's actually left this perfect to play short position. So he's just backed himself to get behind it.
And he has, just.
If that was the case, you'd have expected him to go for that a lot earlier on in the visit.
Is he flying into the 8 ball here?
No, he's going to come round 2 and take the 8 ball opposite centre.
Oh, wow, huge let-off.
And for me, that's a poor miss, of course, but should he have gone for that quicker, where you're not trying to kill the cue ball off 2 cushions, worried about overhitting it, and you've got plenty of yellows to play on it. I think if he had to play short position there, he'll be disappointed, and perhaps should have gone for it earlier.
Oh, that's going to stay up as well.
Wow.
Those are always tougher than they look when they are frozen to that rail.
And we just chipped into the 15 seconds as well. Both those misses were at 15 seconds a shot. That may have played a part.
Well, some jitters. Connor Jones is level, 4.5 minutes to play. And this match just got very, very interesting. Well, how often do you see it that when you make a big, big mistake, you go dry or you're going off on the next break? It's like a form of scripting.
Yeah, I often think that's a strange one, that almost it comes down to the cueing, a bit tentative. You don't cue the next break as well, and then you come up dry. But Stevie hit that like a dream. They just exploded on him. The only ball that didn't move was the 8 ball. Everything else flew everywhere. And you thought, well, he's guaranteed to make one here, but nothing doing. And look at the chance here for Connor to turn this one around completely.
Yep, the simulation decided otherwise.
Just got to make his mind up here. Yeah, you would have wanted to get rid of the red right centre sooner than this. The right centre doesn't connect to the one at the bottom brilliantly to then connect to the 8-ball. I mean, it's not terrible, but he's not going to be able to get down there and take the 8-ball into the centre. No, he was actually. He had a better angle. He just picked that pocket just a fraction and screwed past the 8. Thought he was a little bit more awkward, so he can play for it in the middle. Makes a difference.
There we go, Connor Jones into the lead. And he is not entertained.
Yeah. He's not left anything though. There's nothing on. If he's having to take this plant, this is really awkward. It's not. I don't think it's a straight plant. I think it's set on the jaw. Overcut the first one. Yeah, very good.
How's the nudge? It's not bad.
Not bad, not great. Yellow bottom right-hand corner remains a problem. Get across for it now. He's tried. He wasn't quite going to be able to do it.
Well, well, well.
The amazing thing about this, if Connor can now hold on for the win, and he has the chance to do so, is how Stevie started this match. Break clearance, reverse clearance, looked $1 million, and then there's been a couple of misses in the next 2 frames that you just really weren't expecting. In fact, 3 straight frames.
It's come out of nowhere, hasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, he's missed pots in 3 or 4 frames here. Obviously, the reverse clearance in the previous frame from Connor to go in front, but yeah, we were talking about it. First 4 chances all went to Stevie Dempsey, and he took 2 of them. If that red goes past the yellows into the centre pocket, this one's over. Even if it doesn't, it's not really a problem. Look at the other pocket he can play for it in. Natural.
Yeah, this is nice. Doesn't really need to worry about the clock. Just pot your balls and you are home and hosed. I'm not sure he's going to leave himself an ideal 8-ball here. Oh, he's played that well. He's played that really well. Perfect. Confident cueing from Connor Jones, who wins his opening match. And if Stevie Dempsey is to defend his Champions League crown, he will have to do it from behind.
A surprising result then for the defending champion, losing his opening match, but he is straight back in action up against Greg Batten. The opening couple of frames were shared, and Greg has the break in frame 3.
So far, both players perfect, 1 apiece.
It's a better cue ball.
Still nearly went in off mine, didn't it? Crazy game that we play.
It's come out well though.
Yeah, it's nice.
It looks awkward where the cue ball finishes here. He gets a lot of reaction on the cue ball here, probably more than he was playing for. But look at the yellows here, and he's landed on this one at the bottom, but with a nice little angle just to pop out. And all the yellows are just ideal, just absolutely perfect here. Almost felt like that was the only shot that could really go wrong, where you just overdo it, hit that near jaw, it wobbles, and you walk back to your chair scratching and you go, how do you miss that one? But these are all just sitting there nicely. If the yellow doesn't go to the top right, the one furthest up the table, I'm a little bit surprised he didn't play further up on that previous shot. Because if he'd gone up to the break line and left himself straight into the right centre, and it's just a bunch of drop-in shots. But if it does go to the top right, and it probably still does, then he's fine. Even if it doesn't, I mean, he can go up for it again, but May have been a missed trick. Yeah, he's going to go up for it in the middle.
That was the thing with this layout. There's so many different ways that you could go because they were all so open. No right or wrong way. It was just about being assertive. Greg's taken these out nicely. Really a prime example there of you take a look at those yellows and you go, right, how do I get on the 8 ball? And that was the yellow he chose, so he's dead straight on the last one. 2-1. Cue ball was a little bit touchy again. He wants that yellow to stay up.
Oh, he's happy. It did just stay on the table.
Oh, he's had a touch there.
Look at the cue balls close, but watch him. His eyes are on the yellow. It's amazing how quickly, as a pool player, you know exactly what's going on.
If that yellow goes down, he is on absolutely nothing. And now, he should be on everything.
Yeah, and it's not very often you're breaking off and you're praying for balls to stay on the table, not go down.
Nice position to be in.
Yeah. So slightly more work in this one than Greg had for his clearance in terms of the reds are in between the yellows. There's a red just on the sort of edge of the triangle area that is just awkward enough. It's fine, it does have a pocket, but it's just awkward. And even the one in the middle of the table is half awkward. It's not terrible.
Getting the sense that both players are on track, and it may well come down to at this stage who blinks first, who does make that mistake.
Key shot coming up for Stevie. Watch the cue ball. He's going to be grazing the 8 ball. Oh, he slid by the 8 ball.
Yeah, that's nice.
This is awkward still. There's not much on the line he's going to be tracking. There is not much margin of error on this shot at all.
Nailed it.
And that is almost ball in hand perfect. If that goes 2 more rolls, he's really awkward. And if he goes a few rolls less, it was also going to be awkward unless the yellow in the middle of the table goes bottom right. That would be very tight.
Yeah, that'll do. This for all square again. Level we go. Yeah, Greg's not really done a whole lot wrong tonight.
One mistake in the 2 matches he played so far, and he's a loss and a draw here at the moment.
Oh, how'd you like those? How do you like those?
Got a huge amount of screw on this one again as well. This absolutely fires back. Arguably a touch low on the cue ball.
It almost goes back quicker to the rail than it went into the pack.
Yeah. And you could see there the spots as well. You could see he got the side on. Didn't catch that as flush as previous. 3 ball plant to start. Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
But that's not gone well. That has not gone well at all.
Oh, he's going to play another shot. He may be able to go into it. You'd automatically look at that yellow to the right centre as the ball to be able to do it.
Yeah, but he's created 2 problems. Yellow by the 8 ball and the one at the bottom. And he opens them both up.
Oh, wow.
Opens them both up and goes in off. Oh, dear.
Wow. This is nearly such an amazing shot. Great cannon, little nudge, lovely. How do you like him? Greg gets cue ball in hand. That is Stevie's punishment. And from here on,
Yeah.
Greg goes about his work.
This is the hardest ball on the table, so cue ball in hand means he can play the short position because it doesn't go to the bottom left. 8 ball's still awkward as well. Just have a look at that there. That's perfect to get rid of these 2 on the left-hand side. Make a case for actually, they wouldn't be the worst last 2 balls. And it depends on where the 8 ball goes. But if you can get back on the line he's on now, drop it in and then top left and just screw back. If the 8 ball only goes right centre, it would be a way of getting there, but he's not going to do that. The reason I suggested, I thought maybe there was a chance to get on the 8 ball to the bottom right corner, but you can see on the overhead that isn't. Well, it may be a tiniest margin, but I don't think it's quite on.
Oh, now then. Now then. See how high at the cushion that one hit. If Stevie's on this yellow he's closest to, and I think he is. I think he's all right.
Don't think he's on it in a way where he can get on the one at the top of the table, though. So that remains his problem ball. I thought he might just go for the thin clip at the top.
This is all about lining it up right.
I think the cut to the top right is just as tricky as this pot is.
It's a good part. Oh, I thought it was. Is it going to go? Yeah, it looked like it was online at the start. It's pretty much as you were.
So he's going to swing back round, try and get the cue ball back a little bit higher than it was previously, but he still need an angle to come down the table. So he wants to leave plenty of angle on this yellow, doesn't want to be straight. Is that a touch too straight? Is he okay? Being on the cushion makes a difference here. If the natural brings him down the left-hand side of the table, he's fine. I think the natural's close to the yellow and the 8 ball.
Pot's good. Cue ball is okay.
Oh, is he? Is he on it? Yes, he is.
It's felt like another finish where he's dug really deep. But he's going to get there. Big frame. Greg Batten must be wondering what he's got to do.
Stevie Dempsey completed victory with a break clearance in the next frame, eliminating Greg Batten and keeping his hopes alive of qualification. On to the key 4th match of the night, where Declan Brennan will take on Connor Jones, both players winning their opening matches, and we're going to join it right at the start of the match.
Big matchup this one, it always is at this stage of the group. Winner takes control. Winner of this one will just need a single point, i.e. a draw, from their final match, and they can book their ticket to the final 4. If Declan Brennan is going to break like this tonight, he will take some stopping. Those just got battered.
I think one thing we've noticed with Declan this year, I think he's added power to his break. It was never a weakness, don't get me wrong, but I think he's gone away, he's worked on it, he has added power. We saw that in the most recent Pro Series. I'd love to be able to get across and get on the one away from the centre pocket first. He's just going to play for the one over the centre. Just got to be careful. You can, if you try and play for this into the bottom left, you could come up short or go long and just leave it awkward. He plays it perfectly. So easy just to quit on that shot, and all of a sudden you've got a bit of a cut-back shot and one that can be missed.
Yeah, but this is pitch perfect from Declan Brennan. Pretty faultless tonight so far.
Every tournament's fresh now. He just looks a very confident player.
Connor Jones makes a ball. His break really wasn't firing against Stevie Dempsey, and in some ways it's amazing to think that he won that game, because he could have been dead and buried way before he got the chance to win the match. But he fought back, he stayed in it, and he's played a little bit of a dodgy shot there. He's got an out, thankfully for him, but this now got tricky, and it's so needlessly tricky.
Just
like red at the bottom of the table is now in a horrible position, and this shot's not the easiest.
Yeah, just overhit it. A bit more precision would have been better. Obviously, it's easy to say in hindsight the red's gone to the yellow and gone dead, but if he'd got a slightly different cannon, slightly softer cannon, it would have just pinged open.
Oh, that's lovely, though.
Slight grimace, but it's come out nice. I think the reason he's grimacing is he would love that to have been a touch straighter. Simply because if it was a touch straighter, he doesn't have to do as much with the cue ball there, because he had to get onto the next red and then be able to get the one on the cushion. What does Declan do then? Will he chase the counter clearance? I think he'll be tempted. He's not a player that will want to hang about and try and play safe. Backs himself to make clearances like these when there are awkward balls on the table. And this is awkward. Okay, he's on the one to right centre, but the cannon's knocking the yellow towards the right-hand side cushion. And if he has to play this with a lot of pace, it can go wrong. In the end, he just accepted it was going towards that corner and will probably be quite happy. Come in a good position for a combination shot.
Yeah, remembering this rule set. If he pots that red by playing his yellow first and doesn't pot his yellow, it's just simply loss of turn. He'll be looking to pot both, though. Use that red as a guide to be pretty much straight on this. Red looks to be pretty hanging. Sitting pretty.
Does he deal with the others first? He's got the perfect angle, as tough a pot as it is on the one to the top left. To play that one, come across the face of the two yellows, deal with those two and come back down, could play this last ball. Whereas if he plays the combination shot, he's got to try and get back to roughly where he is now, and you've still got to play those shots. Does he just think loss of turn? Can he put it cue ball safe whilst playing this? Yeah, just loss of turn. No thoughts at all of making the combination shot.
Connor will take these on all day. Super aggressive. Fancies himself as a shot maker.
He's eyeing up top right. If he goes to the left centre, how do you get on the other one and it doesn't double? So this is huge.
Cool, it's close. What a pot. How do you like your luck? That is tough. Brilliant pot. No luck on the cue ball.
Pot deserved it, didn't it? Slide by the 8 ball and it's frame over, and you hurt Declan with that as well.
Oh, very nearly. Connor Jones channeling his inner Chris Melling there. Almost identical to one of the shots of the year last season. Very close. Unlucky.
Well, Declan may take one top right and just target the red here. If he puts the cue ball where the red is, it's perfect. I'm surprised at that. He's tried to move the yellow rather than just screw into the red and hold himself on the one down the cushion.
I wonder if it's a little bit of a two-way shot, because if he misses it, as he has done, all he needs to do is drop this one into the bottom left, and he's guaranteed just to be on the yellow to the top left corner.
Yeah, two harder shots though than if he just played into the red. Maybe
made it look easy, mind.
He did make it look easy. Maybe he just had a shade too much angle, but the pace he played it at, and he didn't miss the red by a huge amount. I think a little bit softer, a little bit more screw, he could have got into that red, but probably felt he didn't have that shot available to him.
And there it is, 2-0.
Connor managed to get on the board by winning the next frame. He now has the break 2-1 behind.
Wouldn't bother him at all, but now he's having to sweat it out, and that break won't make him feel any better as Connor absolutely crushes it.
Yeah, what a time to hit a break like that. Connor Jones' best break of the night, and he is in business.
He is. Can you get to the potting angle of the one nearest the top right? Obviously can't from here, but will he be able to? Everything else goes. Looks a little tight. Interesting as well. Plays for...
Oh, that's nice.
Okay, I assume that red went top left. He's moving balls I didn't think he needed to, but that now makes opening up this one easier. Yeah. But the fact that he had to play a cannon, he's left it very late, and now you can't connect these two. Yeah, feel your frustration, Connor. It's you kind of dug yourself a little bit of a hole here.
But I think if you're Connor Jones, you just got to keep the faith. He's been prone to digging holes, and he's been very good at getting himself out of them. He's got to be good again.
I mean, he's potted 3 balls before playing the cannon to open everything up. If he needed a cannon, he should have tried to find a way to do it first or second shot. I also think the cannon could have been done if the red did go top left in such a way where you still have one in the middle of the top half of the table, so you make the cannon when you've got another board that you're guaranteed to be on, and then it can all open up that way. But it's the way Connor sees it. He does crash into balls like that and back himself then to make the pots when he needs to and connect balls when he has to, and unfortunately for him, they just landed in such a way where it was just impossible.
For those of you wondering how much time is left on the match clock.
A good break and clearance in the next frame allowed Declan to complete victory and take control of this group. Connor Jones was straight back in action against Greg Batten, and he won the opening couple of frames before Greg pulled him back. Connor now has the break in the 5th.
Cracking break that from Connor. Dry it goes though, and you just wonder.
Yeah, because these reds are just a lovely layout. Just perfect, really. Just fairly simple connections. Just got to pick a gap down the table, pick a gap to the one top left of the 8 ball, unless it goes long. I suspect it will go in the middle. A little bit short on this one. Yeah, didn't really want to go this way around. Would rather have had the one over the corner first, then the one to the left. to pick the gap by the 8 ball.
Wants that to run, and it does.
Yeah, still not ideal now. He'll have to play a cannon into the 8 ball. Where's the 8 ball going to go? What angle will he leave? Well, he's looking long first, actually. You can see this one to the corner. This one takes a bit of cueing. Now then, Connor, 6 minutes 46 on the clock. This is your moment. You can get frustrated that Greg's had a touch of fortune when he missed. The red's gone and blocked a yellow, but in truth, yellows are in the driving seat when your opponent misses with only 2 balls left on the table. You've got to be in a fairly happy position, no matter how hard the layout is.
Cool. I thought about it.
He pinches the pocket to try and get the angle on the yellow nearest the 2 together to play the breakout shot. But you have to be so precise to get on that yellow to be able to play the breakout shot. The one he's just played for me was the one to play the breakout. If he'd picked the pocket the other way, just left yourself 3/4 ball on the one he's just played, then go up, and you've got 2 chances to be on a ball. For me, he's just looked for the wrong breakout shot. And he tried to get on it 3 times, and 3 times he failed to get the right angle.
One thing you don't want to do here is pop this ball. Well, I say that.
This red goes. The yellow doesn't, but the red does.
I think you've got to try and play safe there. Because Greg can just come in and hoover up. You've got to prevent that from being happening. Greg Batten 3-2 in front. Onto the 15-second shot clock we go, then another try break for Greg Batten.
Oh, that's not the layout that Connor wanted.
No, but there's time in this match. He doesn't have to fly at these.
Oh, he's taking yellows. How are you dealing with the yellows at the top? Wonder, can you play the long plant? Maybe. Oh, he's trying to go into it with the cue ball. I was thinking the long plant with pace, just simply to get some movement, because if he makes the plant, so yellow that he's just missed, take that long, the red could squeeze off, but you're going to have another yellow up there to maybe then play the breakout shot on the one on the top. Wasn't ideal. He thought he had to chase a finish in that situation. He's going to get back to the table, though, the way these are laid out.
Again, all eggs thrown in the basket.
Yeah, that's sort of the plant I was thinking about previously. Okay, you could get more pace into it because of the way the balls were lined up that time, but sort of giving yourself a chance for good things to happen. Even if he hadn't got it, he would have been able to control potentially a tactical battle. Question now comes, does the yellow go to bottom left? And then obviously you've got the one above it that you're probably going to have to play top left. And he's got into that way too much. He's trying to play on the one nearest the pocket, and he's got nowhere near it.
What a recovery, and he's not on the next one. Keep digging.
This is close.
Oh, no. Oh, wow. Wow, wow, wow. Is that the moment that Connor Jones' Champions League campaign ends? Well, there is your answer. Wow. This has been some frame.
It's been a strange match, hasn't it?
It's
been
all
a
happening
very
out
strange
there.
match.
It is all happening out there.
He just wants a chance.
Crunches the break, gets the ball. He will get first poke. First glance, these look a little bit tough.
If the red doesn't go to the right centre, has to be yellows. Yellows all have a pocket, strangely. The one furthest left is awkward. Does he back himself? Did that need to be played, that cannon? I'm not sure.
I don't think so, but he's on the yellow to the bottom right. I think his issue there was his next ball was very tough, so he almost had to. And in comes the miss.
I guess he
the
played.
Feeling we were half a second away from seeing Connor Jones concede the match there, but he thought better of it. That's almost what his body language told me.
Yeah.
But he's still in this match.
I guess the cannon was required in terms of he wanted just to try and get onto the ball he's just missed. Well, Greg has one problem, and he looks perfect here. Pot this one, you're going to catch the other one half ball. Cue ball goes up the table for one at the top, the other one pings out. There we go. If it stops, it's perfect. And it has.
Putting slightly into a blind pocket here, but he's got a lovely angle to float on down the table. Oh, he very nearly went in off though. Oh, it's all happened in this match. It really has. It's never quite known at any stage where it was going. Has Greg just missed it?
45 seconds, Connor is sprinting. He actually has more time than you think here. He has to find the cannon though. He hasn't got the side on. Could see that. Now he's in trouble. I say he's in trouble, but from this point, can he? No, he can't. Just from the overhead, it just fooled me a fraction.
Oh, can Greg snick this back?
No, he's going to have to take it long. But he's just, I mean, this is not a good place for Greg to be honest.
No, it's... Makes this, he wins the match.
Oh, he's done well.
What a pot. And it's going to be Greg Batten who wins the match. Doesn't even need the 8-ball. No, he's going to draw it.
On to the final match of the night. Declan Brennan just needs to avoid defeat to make it through this group, but he's up against the defending champion Stevie Dempsey. So let's join it right at the start of the match.
Two familiar foes on it, Stevie Dempsey and Declan Brennan. And Declan Brennan has been breaking fantastically well tonight until right there. Gets that one all wrong. Stevie out of his chair in a flash, and we'll get first go. That's probably, I think, the first thing Declan's done wrong in the night, really, apart from a pot into a quarter of a pocket.
He had that one frame, didn't he, where he missed a bunch of pots. But other than that, he's been very, very good.
Yes, absolutely right.
But it's exactly what Stevie wanted to see at the start of this match, is in-off and first opportunity here. It's been a strange night tonight where...
Another one, yeah?
Yeah, it almost feels like it's been a test of temperament more than anything else. I mean, there's been so much going on out there that tough for the players to deal with. And we talk all the time about Stevie Dempsey's mental strength is such a big weapon that he has, and he may need it out there. Sorry, I'm just having a little glance there at the 8-ball. Does it go to the corner? Does it go to the middle? Looks tight to both. Yellow on the left-hand side. There's enough room to get to the potting angle when he comes down the table. Loads of right-hand side. Wanted to get flat on the cushion so he could get on the right hand of the two together.
Can he still get there?
Looks tight. The further he come down the table, so if he gets to the same distance off the cushion, but say centre pocket, he's probably on it better than he is now. But the side killed the cue ball.
Looks like he's turning this over a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
very
a good shot.
Still not ideal here, because he wanted to be able to get up, I think, onto the one nearest the right-hand side cushion now, to then leave the one over the bottom left as last ball, because the one over bottom left to then get on that one is going to be tricky. Of course, it all depends on where the 8-ball goes as well. Does he pull back and try and get the gap or get the 8, get the red. It's not a good angle there. No, he got the yellow. Oh, that wasn't good.
You could see what he was looking for, couldn't you?
Yeah.
Little half ball and he'd be on it, but he just didn't have any wiggle room there. And now he will pull back. It's what we mentioned at the start of the night, that Stevie always seems to play the right shot. And more often than not, when you do that, you'll find success. That's a very good snooker. And now Declan needs to find a response. It's not that easy to. He's going to target that red at the top of the table. But can he get to it? I'm not sure.
I don't think he can. He can get to the reds in the middle easy enough, but dangerous to leave something on. Looks like he's looking at 3 cushions to the red. Not that red. He wanted the other one, but he'll take this result, assuming the yellow doesn't go to the corner past the red.
Oh, I think it does.
It's not a full pocket. It's not. From where he is, I think Declan would have almost taken this, even if this does sneak in. He's asking a big question to Stevie. Half a pocket.
Oh, he even glanced off the red.
Yeah.
Couldn't have been any closer. Just cannot be any closer. And that snooker in the last shot has actually made that yellow considerably easier. And that's what we say. Always play the right shot. Give yourself a chance. Stay in the game.
Stevie won the next frame as well to go 2-0 in front. Declan has the break in frame 3.
Big break. Got to make a ball there, surely.
And yet...
Oh. Looking at his face for reaction here. Deserve one. Gets nothing. He has to sit there and hope. Not sure there's much on reds here, but doesn't really have much on yellows either. Obviously openers on reds, so I was thinking more about the overall finish.
And do you draw back now?
I think if he's still got a chance, he can still go long, and he can still get himself the angle on the one to bottom left to possibly break out his bad ball, but it's very much in an awkward position, because even if you play the cannon, you're not guaranteed to knock it out anywhere or be on anything else, which is why I wasn't a big fan of reds. He had no real choice, no future in yellows. So this red does go, not the full pocket, but all eyes on the cue ball and the red.
Yeah, this is such a big shot. He's got enough for the pocket. You can see there he's got probably 3/4, if not maybe a little bit more, but the pot you can almost take a little bit for granted here. It's all about the cannon. Stevie Dempsey can't take it for granted. We will, though. What about this cannon? Oh, it's not great.
Yeah, I didn't see good things coming from that cannon at all. If you catch it full ball, you knock the red up the table. You're not going to be on anything if that happens, or not likely to. He's come across it a little bit and moved the red, and he is on other reds now because of that, but that red is still a problem ball.
The issue is it's not come very far away from the cushion. So even if you wanted to land underneath it to the middle, it is very, very tight.
15 seconds.
I think he wanted that to stop, but he wanted to take the red long so that he can just roll the cue ball through a few rolls and leave the red to left centre with an angle to then go into the one on the cushion, off the cushion. Now he's come too far to do that. And it's all gone wrong.
It's all gone wrong.
Of course,
4 minutes 25 left.
Yeah, I was about to say, of course, we ticked into the 15 seconds of shot, which didn't help his thinking there either.
Lost a turn coming. Just take Declan's yellow off the table, leave a good cue ball, and ask the question.
Yeah, a bit of a run for the line here, because he's 2-0 up, and he breaks off next. So he's trying to delay Declan winning this frame, make a ball in the next frame, and then slow it down again. This really is a run to the line. He is playing clock.
Yeah, good shot. But he knows he's going to leave something. And you'd imagine Decky's going to go. Oh, pot. That was nice. All his work congested. It won't be after this shot. Yeah, that's lovely.
I thought he might play that with just a little bit more pace, you know. Not masses more, but just enough just to spring them open a fraction more than they have.
Oh, that's a great shot if he's straight behind it. Oh, another roll, and he's absolutely perfect.
I think he'll still take it, but you're right. One more roll, and it's absolutely guaranteed, nailed on.
Oh, great shot.
Okay.
Some visit to the table this from Declan Brennan. And the chips are down. And the destroyer has come out firing. Brilliant. 2 minutes 35 left on the watch. One frame the difference. Remember, Stevie must win.
Oh, this is perfect. This has come out really nice.
Almost a golden break here, look. Tickling towards that middle pocket.
The only thing here for Stevie is that the right shot is probably yellow to bottom left, but it's missable. And if you miss it, you're giving the frame up. Although he's looking at reds, but I was immediately drawn to yellows. I think yellows are the finish, but he's going reds. I didn't like the 8-ball on reds. And the red above the right centre, but I'm guessing that goes off the yellow, so that red's no problem. It's the 8-ball, so he's thinking short position, but of course by going reds, he's guaranteed to run the clock here. That's the other thing that comes into mind.
Final 95 seconds.
He can use every single second up to the short position he needs to play on the 8-ball. And then, therefore, he's probably job done by the time he gets there. It's such clever thinking.
And remember, if Stevie Dempsey wins this frame, or the score stays as it is, it's 6 red shootout time. There you go, check of the clock. He is fully aware of what he's doing right now.
Just about okay. Just gone past the yellow to be able to get to the centre of the ball, because he probably wants to go bottom right corner.
This is such a good visit to the table, isn't it?
Yeah, it's so clever. I was immediately drawn to yellows because I saw the yellows on the finish on yellows better than reds. But the reds were guaranteed to use the clock, and that's all he had to do.
This pot pretty much guarantees it. A miss here and Declan might have a bit of a frantic dash.
I mean,
even then, it won't be enough time.
Yeah,
yeah,
no, it's just clever. It's just very clever.
Won't need the 8-ball. Will use all the time. Don't mess about with any potential foul. And he doesn't. We're going to a 6 red shootout, folks. Shake of the hands between Declan Brennan and Stevie Dempsey. And they share a smile too. As I say, 2 very good pals off the table. And they are about to contest a dramatic decider. And we are away. That's a nice break, and Stevie Dempsey will fly at these. Red just going right to the top of the table could hurt him.
But they connect quickly. This is very, very good.
Oh, yeah, it is. Going second is the advantage until it is not. Stevie Dempsey fired up. He is sub 21 seconds.
Oh, and they stuck. That's going to be hard to beat now. Oh, that helps.
Yeah, he's bizarrely still on course. This is very close. Very close. Oh, and the miss comes in. And Stevie Dempsey is through to the final four of the Champions League once again.
The defending champion, Stevie Dempsey, is through to finals night once again. He had to do it the hard way with that 6-red shootout victory over Declan Brennan. The whole night is available to watch on Ultimate Pool TV, and this is what we have for you next week. Shane Thompson, Sean Story, Sean Sheffield and Gareth Potts in a mouth-watering Group 3 from the second stage of Ultimate Pool Champions League.